Hello and welcome back to the Aldature campaign. I'm Ninevin. I am your host and GM, and with me are the players. Go ahead, players.
I'm Soinnarios.
There you go.
I'm Kathea.
Cool. And we're back for our second session and the second episode. Last time we closed, leading into downtime for sea season, so we'll just pick it up there. Now, last time we had talked a little bit about what you guys wanted to accomplish in sea season for your downtime. I don't know if either of you have really looked at the Between Adventures section of the core book. If you have, let me know.
Thought
If you
about
haven't,
it.
okay, cool. Yeah, that's good. That's a good first step.
Not as in depth as I could, but it might be open currently.
All right, that's also good. Yes. All right. So in the Between Adventures section, we kind of go through seasonal downtime. So if we've gone on too many adventures, we skip this step, but we haven't spent too long away to avoid the experience between adventures. Since we've been at the clan for at least half the season, we're good to go. So the first thing that we'll do is you'll pick 4 skills between your occupation and cult skills to get an experience check.
Do we get standard adventuring experience checks anymore, or is this?
You do. I think we had to mostly resolve those, but if we have something that isn't resolved, we can resolve that now as well.
I didn't think we did any skill checks for an adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's...
I thought we were waiting until this time.
Of course. Yeah, sorry. My bad. I'm already messing it up. Good for me. You're right. So we would look at things that we had put checks on traditionally. I know that playing as on the email campaign, it didn't quite work like that. And we would resolve that here. And also, you would still pick your occupation and clan skills here, and you can't pick one that you're resolving for the adventure. They're all resolved at the same time. So for the adventure, you guys would resolve... What? Go ahead.
It gives us 4 additional skills to the adventure skills.
Yes. But you can't double check a skill.
Okay. Can we go through which skills we get to do checks on for the adventure so we know?
Yes. So for the adventure, you would use any of your combat skills that you would have used. So if you have a shield. If you have a hand weapon, that hand weapon. If you have a ranged weapon, you would have used that ranged weapon in that time. You would also put a check in your elf insight skill because you interact with elves. And that's why I think that we've already done this once at some point because you have that skill now. But I can't remember the specifics. It's been several years, and so we're just going to go through it anyways. You would use probably human insight because you interact with your other mercenaries. If you had used any other social skills, go ahead and ping those. I mean, you guys can kind of remember what we did or look over at the email side of things. And then you would have used your perception skills. So is it actually perception in this system?
It was a perception group.
Yeah, there's a perception group. So you would pick spot, scan. Yeah, sure, that one.
Or scan or search. They're different.
I don't know. I don't know which one would be most appropriate. Pick one you like, and then you would use, if you had a horse with you, you would have used your ride skill.
Yeah.
If you didn't, you wouldn't, and that should cover most of it. If you cast a spell at an opponent and it worked, you would get a POW gain check.
One of my on my character, I need to figure out a way to generate POW gain checks. Not that I need to min-max the system.
It can be tricky. You can get it if you resisted spells. You can get it if you successfully attacked with spells. You can get it, or if you did.
I feel like maybe we resisted spells, but I don't really
resist. I don't think so. Yeah.
So
spirit combat
with the Tusk Riders.
Yeah, and spirit combat would also give you.
So do we roll these the traditional way? Roll percentile, add skill bonus, and
yes.
Skill or try, yeah.
Yeah, it's still the same way as in RuneQuest 2 and 3.
So that's right.
Which is nice. So yeah, you will roll the.
And then how much do we add on?
Okay, so you'll either add 1d6 or just a flat 3. It is, but you have to pick before you roll, so you can't roll and then say, well, I don't like that 1 or 2, so I'll take a 3.
Roll them as a group, and if I make it, I'll add the.
That's cool. Absolutely fine.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do ride horse. Fail to increase it. I don't know if we did any communication.
Surely you did something. Once. You bargained once, yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a check next to it even.
Yes, so the check would indicate that you have used it. Look at that. Irregular Asaris now.
Yeah, we're at 25%. Acceptably bargained. I want to speak with 20%, but not a language next to it.
Hmm.
Have fun. If we have,
You would have either trade talk or maybe fire speech. I would suspect it's trade talk.
I have trade talk at 10.
And then you have
20%.
another empty. It's probably fire speech.
Because I have Earth Tongue at 20.
Okay. So yeah, you'd have fire tongue or fire speech. Or...
And I have another speak at 20 below it. I don't know if it's just a straight thing.
Another one? How'd you get so many languages?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Maybe it's enough to make characters. I won't do it.
Right. Kathea just knows all the languages somehow. Interesting.
Did we learn any Elven?
Did you learn any Elven? No. Definitely not at 20%.
Well, no.
Or even anything. I don't think you picked any up.
Asking since we
Yeah, no, I don't believe so.
I can't read.
Literacy is hard.
And since I need it so much, my right horse went up by 6.
Good job. It's not a bad thing to be able to ride a horse.
Yeah.
It's not a downside to it. And we get one combat effect, or do we get to do it on the skills we use?
Per use. So you use your spear, you used your bow, and used your shield. Yeah, so everybody would use whatever they use, you would get a check on each one.
Oh, Copus? Is that my sword?
The Copus, yeah, that's your sword.
Ooh, my shield went up. My spear.
My battle axe and shield both failed to go up.
Okay, so you didn't learn a lot, but things you're already good at are harder to improve.
My combat skills actually did go up, including my bow.
Warrior maidens, seriously.
My insight human went up by 1.
I went by 4.
See, nice. See, if you had devoted yourself to Marangor completely, you would have gotten combat skills out of this. She knows.
Yes.
She's disappointed.
That's fine.
Health is going up. We didn't do anything. Actually, probably. Even though our skills are low now.
You're all
My
pretty
scan went up.
competent.
What was
Scan is
that?
good. So you're all
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
competent, capable. You're definitely better than like starting RuneQuest 2 characters.
Toxic 100%.
Yeah, and I mean, you have armor, like actual armor.
Really. Stuff. Albert and
Hmm.
So now we pick 4 other skills.
Right. 4 other skills, not the skills that you checked for already. These aren't really training skills. These are like, they're the sorts of things you do when you're not adventuring, and so you get some skill checks in them, but you can't double up.
So maybe orate, since I get asked a lot talking about this.
Orate would make sense. Any of your cult skills, any of your occupational skills would make sense that you haven't already used. So if you, orate, devotion or worship, I think it's worship.
Yeah, worship.
Worship for your deity would be okay. Household management.
Oh, but a critically worth it. It's real high on my list of things.
You said we get 4 of these?
Yes.
Okay. I
Sweet.
improve my farming and my cult lore.
Okay, those are good.
To tell good stories.
Nice. Those are good skills to improve. Soinnarios, how are you doing?
I'm improving things. So my farm, my plant lore, and my worship Arnalda have gone up.
Good.
And my manage household.
Look at that. But none of your combat skills went up. I feel like this is a sign. Like,
It might be.
interpret it as you will, but I feel like this is meaning.
Yeah, my worship Arnalda went up by 6. So I figured, I know which goddess favors me.
Right?
I figured that was
I mean-
implied when I dedicated myself to Arnalda.
Sort of how it goes. Like, don't worry, Kathea, there'll be things for you to do also.
You can have a unicorn weekend.
It's not her thing. No, that's cool. All right, so the next step of this, since you have most of this time, you could choose to try and train a skill or research a skill if you wanted, or increase a characteristic. And these are so training a skill is relatively expensive, but it works fairly well. Researching a skill is mostly free, but it has a chance of going poorly, even to the extent of making your skill slightly worse. Say again.
How does training characteristics work?
Okay, so if you train a characteristic, you're basically spending the time on it. And then, so for like strength, con, dex, charisma, you would either train or research, depending on how you go about it. Then you would take you would subtract your current score from the species maximum, which is the minimum plus max rolled. So 21 for practically everything. You would subtract your current skill, your current attribute from that, or characteristic from that, and then you would roll like a skill times 5. Yeah, so if you had an 18, you were trying to go higher, you had a 15% chance of increasing it by 1. I say by 1, but you actually roll 1d3 minus 1.
So you have a decent chance of.
Yes, that's for training.
So I would say you have a decent chance of successfully rolling your percent and then still getting a 0.
Yes, and that's for training, and training costs like 500 lunars. If you do it by yourself, the chances are worse.
So we don't have the money for that.
Yeah, very much so. You could try to like start getting it going on your own, but otherwise, I mean, a skill training would be more accessible because for you guys, it would cost somewhere usually between anywhere from 10. Depends on how high your skill is, but anywhere from 10 to 120. If it's a cult skill, you would have those numbers. So if you had a skill you wanted to work on, if you don't, you could work on other things. You could, lounge indolently and eat berries and things. It's sea season. You could hang out with your family. You could, I don't know, do that sort of stuff. You could just waste your time. That's fine.
I was trying to recall what we don't actually
have. The Fire book, I think, has it, but I don't have the Fire book. Are you looking for the version that I made?
Yeah, so on the wiki.
It should be in the email chains, but no, it's not on the wiki. I was gonna say something. Okay, so one other thing does happen, which is that because of your exploits and the fact that you've shared it with important people and you brought back trophies and stuff, you each gain 2 points of reputation, which is a percentile on your sheet. So it should go up a little bit because you did something cool.
I need to add a meditation line.
We're going to put it under the characteristics.
That's what I was thinking.
So do you not have a reputation? You would have had a little just to start with. Okay, so you would have started with a reputation of 5% because you exist. Like, people kind of know who you are just because you're real. You both have noble occupations, so you would add 10 to that. So you would both have started with 15% success. Or 15% reputation.
Did we get anything before because of our cavalry?
You gained 1% on that one.
So we're at 18?
You should be at 18.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. And as long as the two of you are doing things together, these numbers should advance the same for you. If you start diverging substantially on your projects, it may go up or down differently, but for the most part, it should be the same. So I don't know, if Kathea gets drunk and knifes someone, it might go down a little. You know what I mean? Like, might affect you both. Depends on how tightly tied you two are.
But who gets knifed?
That too.
Okay.
So, do you have an interest in training a skill at this time, or can we?
Give me a minute. Find the character thing. A little later.
Right. Some of your skills should be fairly obvious, right? So like ride, spear, bow, worship, fire speech, fire tongue. Those should all be.
I actually was going to ask you.
Mm-hmm. Harder to do.
So.
Yeah.
So I might try to train up Earth Tongue then.
Okay, cool. So the way. Say what?
I'll worry about the spell later.
Okay. Okay. So Soinnarios, what is your current Earth Tongue skill?
1.
20. Okay. So for you, this will cost 15 lunars because it's a cult skill, so it's being halved. And then you will try to So you'll just roll 1d6 minus 1, and you will just. That's how much you get.
Well, I rolled a 6, so I get 5.
5. Okay, cool. So you go up quite a bit. So the question then becomes, who is training you? Because there is a relationship between student and teacher that includes obligations.
I'm assuming there's a good chance. There's a part of me hoping it was Grandma.
Sensible.
There's the fear that it's Mom's and she's a God talker. Well,
true.
I rolled a die and I figured Mom was the one helping while I helped spin and stuff. So
Okay. So you got stuck at home and you got lessons from your mother.
Yep.
There's worse things than learning Earth tongue from your mom. So yeah, you spend a lot of time, and this is something that's actually kind of interesting because your mother is more like Ernalda is a goddess of many aspects, right? And your grandmother is more about the crops. Some god talkers and priestesses would focus more on Ernalda as a mother, or Ernalda as a wife, or Ernalda as the queen of the earth. Your mother is very interested in Arnalda in her role as like the guardian of fate and like the weaver. So you do get some insight into some of her interests when she's teaching you how to speak this sacred language.
Okay.
So just something to keep in mind. Like there are a lot of ways to approach Arnalda, and they can make alliances and rifts between people, I would say. Cool. All right, that sounds good. And then Kathea, what did you want to train?
Ask you a question.
Okay.
If I went to my composite bow, do we use the percentage, the base percentage, or do we use the full percentage?
For training,
Yeah.
you would use whatever your skill is. And then so the skill percentage.
It would be it without the manipulation bonus.
Yes.
So I have 69%.
Okay. You are approaching, so after your skill hits or exceeds 70, after your skill exceeds 75, you can no longer train it.
That's why I was thinking about doing it now.
Right.
But if I did that, it would cost 150 skill at level. And the did,
But it's a cult skill too, so it would have.
which would still be 60.
It's still expensive, yes. Because you have to find someone who's better at it than you are, and those people are not common.
No,
Yeah. So
It's
I'm
funny
just
that-
saying that's the rationale for it. So it would probably be like your temple priestess.
So, do we only have time for one skill in this?
Yes. Yeah, you can only train one skill per season.
I'm gonna go all in. Let's go ahead and train.
Cool. All right, so your priestess is going to teach you personally because she's really the only one in your cult who's probably better at this, like just straightforwardly better than you at it,
Yeah.
who is around. Any of your like rune lady positions would be out and about. All right.
It's 1d6 minus 1, right?
Yeah. 3's not bad. That means
Well,
you
yeah.
can maybe train it one more time.
So when you train, are you allowed to just take a number? You want to avoid that.
Who I think is what I saw.
Yeah, you can just take it too. Yeah.
Oops.
If you
Yeah,
do
take
research,
number.
you can just take a 1. So if you like
What's
try
that?
to train yourself, you can be like, I just get 1 automatically. So you don't have to worry about accidentally reducing your skill by 1 instead.
And now you've got almost half of them.
Nice. Yeah, the problem with trying to teach yourself is that you don't know what you don't know, and you can accidentally teach yourself the wrong things. So
So we are moved into the heat of fire season.
Yep.
Like the planting and heat.
Yep, we leave gentle sea season behind as the fields are being tilled and planted, as the sheep have been shorn and all their wool is now carded and washed, which is a ton of work and it sucks. But it's not nearly as much work as the actual spinning, which is taking more and more time. You're entering a period where the men are out hunting, or they would be. As we roll into fire season, the very first thing that we have to deal with is that your clan is at war. Fire season is traditionally the time to manage war. Okay, so the way
So we're either have to defend against them Mandarin, or we get to go raid them.
you're gonna aggress them. They're already on the back foot, having to deal with most of the Ahmad tribe throwing raiders at them. So your clan is making a grab for some land. If you look at the map, like your border has that little dent in it.
Yeah.
You would like that to be a little smoother. You've got that CK2 like border tidying urge going on, but this is a chunk of land that you guys have fought over before.
Really hard.
Say again?
So it's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that settling this was part of the tribe making, but it has been a point of contention. And the Mandarins have overstepped hard enough that you feel justified in taking it back now. And importantly, your tribal queen has given you the I'll look the other way. I don't care on this.
Thumbs up.
So
Okay, let's do it.
cool. All right.
No.
So
A little bulge into our territory with who would
yes,
Right.
that's the way you're probably looking at it. All right. So what's immediately happened is that the Mandarin have called for their allies, but most of their allies are outside the tribe. Their allies are mostly down with the Dinakoli tribe south of you. Stag Shield, who is the clan that your queen is from, your tribal queen is from, is not allowing them. Like the Stag Shield is not getting involved in this fray, but they're also not allowing any Dinakoli warriors to cross their boundaries. So the Mandarin can't get their allies to them. And at present, the various Dinakoli clans are not willing to start a war with your tribe over this.
could group together until
Right. So your clan will raise its militia, or feared, however you want to say it, levies. You're also calling in the Blue Hill clan, who are allies of yours, to come help. They're going to send some warriors, but not a ton. And of course, most of the Ahmad tribe is already occupying chunks of Mandarin territory and raiding it incessantly. So the first thing for you two to determine, as local community leaders of your cohort and all that, is who do you want in your war party?
how many people can you realistically take?
You could snap up maybe another 3 or 4 people realistically before you had a little band.
I think Kalar and Kalar and Bird, two brothers, Tom
Right. That makes sense. They're both reasonably capable warriors,
and their kin.
and they're kin. And then you would, at that point, you would have maybe 1 or 2 more people to pick from. Soinnarios, do you have anybody you like? Take Yenor.
Well, I like-
Yenor is my favorite.
I know why he is.
For the listeners, Yenor isn't our Molly.
No.
He's fine.
Oh,
He didn't hurt. I was thinking between Elendor, and then also we've kept skipping over good old Art Cora, the Odylin hunter, who apparently has trouble keeping a level head in the fight.
Yeah, you've been ducking him for that reason, I believe.
Yeah.
That he is a good, strong guy, good hunter, skilled outdoorsman, but when he gets into a fight, he looks at the nearest target, throws a javelin at it, and then charges.
So we just need to keep under control.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quality that can be good and bad, but he's not very tactically minded. Plenty brave, just not very tactically minded. So do you want Art Cora in your group then?
Sure, why not?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay with us, Soinnarios, the four.
Yeah, so that would give you Kalor and Durdast, who are melee oriented. That would give you Elendor, who is heavy skirmisher, I would say. So pretty good with javelin, pretty okay with the sword. And then that would give you Art Cora, who's got like an axe and some javelins.
Basically fights like a raging bear.
Could you say that again? I'm having some trouble hearing you. I'm not sure why.
I'm sorry. Basically fights like a raging bear.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
I can try to speak up more. It's really loud in my ears. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
You're good. All right, so that would be our selection then. I'm going to write that down real quick just for my own edification so I don't forget what's going on, as I keep track of increasing amounts of stuff. That would make for a six-man, not too shabby. So for the most part, they're pretty good with going with you. It's not hard to convince Durdast or Kalor to go. Elendor has already gone on a mission with you, so they're good to go again. And Art Cora hasn't, but is willing to go.
Wanting to go.
You just can't admit it.
You get him, but he takes a little convincing. Just because it's not hard for him to scoop up a few hunters and be the leader of a small band on his own. So you do have to poach him.
Oh,
Yes, I'm proud of that one. All right. So early fire season, a couple days into the season, we'll say the second day of the week.
What's our goal?
So Water Day of Disorder Week. That sounds like a good time for a fight.
So is our band one of many bands that are going?
Yeah, you're kind of organizing loosely into bands, and then you'll be directed by your clan ring and the Thanes. So your band would be like a squad, basically. You'll be, told maybe what to do to some degree, but you'll be in that grouping. Like they're not going to form you up up into like ranks and files because it's just not really how your system works.
Basically, kind of like go take that hill or something, but not how to take the hill.
Right. And just like you're not like you're a member of Unit 1, you're a member of Squad
Yep.
4. Like it's you organize yourselves into little groups that do things, and then the Thanes pick groups to go do things as suits their nature.
Okay.
So like if Art Cora was leading a group of all hunters, a Thane would tell him to go skirmish or go scout. Your group is heavier. So in this instance, Ara Sablefur is your clan chieftain. She probably isn't actually leading this effort herself, like on the battlefield, since she's an Arnalda initiate and not particularly warlike. But you would have the Orlanth representative on your ring, who would be a Thane by the name of Jaristor. He doesn't have a cool surname or anything. He doesn't have a cool deed name. He's just Thane Jaristor. He's a Orlanthi. He's leading the actual effort, so he's got command of the Thanes for this. Technically, Kathea, you're probably a Thane, since you're an adult professional warrior tied to the clan. So you would be under him. You're young enough that you're not going to get charge of multiple bands. So this one has implications for all of you, but possibly more implications for Kathea, since it's sort of like your job.
I'm excited.
Cool. All right. So on Water Day of Disorder Week, your various groups will march out. You're not generally very good at waging siege warfare at this level. It's hard to keep continuously supplied when it's just your clan doing the supplying. So what you're hoping to do, as Jaristor kind of explains, is you're going to just grab this chunk of land and then press deeper, and then you're just not going to give it back once they sue for peace. There are some steads on it that need to be taken, and then you'll move towards the Mandaring's clan town, like their village, which is not really centered on their territory, but kind of under the sea in contemplative rest. It's over there. It's also called Mandaring. It's a nice place. Yeah, it's just a village. It's like Fieldstone. It's just a little village with some temples and a clan hall and a few permanent dwellings and a couple of the clan's like infrastructure things, like a red smith and tanning. All right, so it doesn't take long once you start marching. There's a bunch of different bands. You've got little banners, horns. Some people are mounted, some people on foot. Helpers kind of trailing behind. So some of the non-combatants, a lot of Arnaldan women trailing. A handful of Chalan Aroi. We don't have very many of those. Just a couple. The sun comes up. It does get hot pretty quickly. It's not unusual for it to get pretty warm. You are moving up slope for most of this. You are in a little river valley, so you are kind of trending upwards. What you'll hit is a little change in elevation, and this land is flatter. It's good grazing land, which is something that you don't actually have a lot of. The Voting are rich in sheep and rich in grain, but not particularly rich in cattle.
Both of those are worthwhile.
Yeah. I mean, it's all wealth, but the cow is, it's cow.
Yeah.
Cool. So you'll pop up over your little slopes here into flatter terrain, and your band, Jaristor, charges you fairly early. He speaks to you, Kathea, and tells you that there is a group of steadings, 3 houses, kind of built together off to the northeast, and he'd like your band to just go poke at it, to go see if it's being held or not, and then determine whether or not you can take it from there.
Okay.
He stresses that if you can't, it's fine. Come back and we'll send more.
Are we all mounted? Or
that's an interesting question. Kalor is and Durdast is. Arkora is not, because he's a hunter. Lindor can ride, but they do not own a horse. So if you provided them a horse, they could ride.
Yeah, we move faster. We're on horse.
Yeah, it's true. Well, it's hard to get an all mounted group out of your cohort.
Yeah, that's fine.
Too young, mostly.
I have 2 riding animals. So I could loan one to Elendor.
Okay, that would get Elendor mounted, and that would leave Arkora on foot, which is where he would prefer to be, honestly.
Well, Arkora can be on foot without double. Okay,
True.
I'm going to keep Arkora close to me too.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll just make sure. I'll let you know when you go. because I'm concerned he's going to charge in and start stuff up with me. Otherwise, let's head off for this group of Stebbins and see what's there.
All right. So you move in that direction. You kind of leave the main war band or war host behind a bit as you move towards these houses. They're not in sight when you leave, but it doesn't take you a terribly long time to find them. They're 3 long houses, so they're, a story and a half tall and, longer than they are wide. Structures that are kind of built into a rough triangle, and then they have like little small wooden wall like running between them to fence in an enclosure inside.
There's not a lot of stealth.
No, there's not a lot of hiding involved. You can be more or less cautious, but it would be very difficult to conceal your approach, especially as it's, you're just leaving CCs behind, so it's not too dusty yet, but it's, hard to conceal a group of riders.
I would never throw caution to the wind. Quickly and getting there quickly, hopefully before they realize better. Soinnarios, speak up. I know I'm supposed to character-wise be the combat leader.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of basically approaching a farm on the plains and not being seen on horseback.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about that being seen. I was just thinking about, like I said, move quickly, keep our eyes open. Hopefully we get there before they can organize any real defense.
Yeah, we could.
Yes. All right, let's go for that.
Yeah, canter up there.
Cool. All right. So you guys will move at a fairly solid pace, pretty quick, to approach it with some rapidity. Make scan checks for me.
And I assume we are not trying to do this for our NPCs.
No, just you two. You will collectively represent the group on this.
I failed.
I failed by less than 10.
Okay, cool.
That's better than my failure, but I only failed by 15.
All right. So as you approach, you're moving fairly quickly. You head towards this group of structures. You find it fairly easily. You don't get lost or anything. You kind of know where it is. They are your neighbors after all. And as you get closer, as you approach it, you don't see any movement. You don't see anybody that, you don't see a person standing out there. You don't see anybody with weapons out. You don't see really any movement at all. No one calls out to you.
Well,
So you don't really see anything as you get closer.
Having not seen anything or any indication of anybody there, I think we keep moving.
That's fair. All right,
Yeah.
so you'll roll it pretty close. All right. You'll get fairly close to it. Your job is to scout it, so you do need to figure out what's going on. Like just seeing from a distance, doesn't look like anybody's there. Isn't really fantastic scouting in any event. So it makes sense that you would continue to close. Okay, as you get pretty close, like within javelin-ish range, go ahead and make another scan check for me.
I do have bow out for this, by the way.
Fair.
Oh yeah, I got a special.
I failed by more this time.
Okay, all right, that's okay. It happens. So, Soinnarios doesn't really see anything still. Kathea is evidently fairly sharp-eyed and notices that from the upper floor of one of the 3 settings, the one that would be to her left, there's like a little shutter, so like it's like a cover for a window. Not that windows would have glass, but like that sort of thing. And it's a little bit ajar, and she can see the glint of like a little bit of sunlight hitting metal in the shadows.
Okay. If I have time to do this, it's a very difficult job.
Yes.
We may accelerate things here a lot. I would like to cast fire.
Okay.
I give them other things.
Sure. Yeah. Screw it. Scout it. Burn it to the ground. All basically the same.
Is that a bad idea?
No, it's
Out
not.
of character?
I'm not.
No, I'm asking Soinnarios.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not terrible.
Sure.
It will do that. Good thing we're just getting on a sea season.
Okay. Do I roll attack, or I don't want to assume I go before they do?
You would, because you rolled a special to see what's going on, you're seeing someone prepare to launch a missile weapon at you. But you rolled well, and so you will get to take a shot before we enter initiative.
So I did put fire arrow, and then I will get a normal hit.
Okay, what did you roll?
Hit
Yes,
57.
57. And your
And my
skill is
skill
like 72,
87 total.
87 total. Okay.
Well,
So yeah, you would still hit then, even though they have some cover going on. Go and roll hit location for me. Okay. That's not the head, is it?
do we have a separate I don't know if we had a separate melee like that.
That's a good question. Character sheet real quick.
I think they combined them.
They did, and that is the head. Good work. Roll damage, I guess.
What shows the fire arrow do?
That's a good question. Is it not on your character sheet? Oh, it does 3d6 damage.
I just add that all up.
Yeah.
I do 17 points of damage.
Whoa.
Okay. So
They want to surrender.
well, you're not the only person with magic in this setting. Like let's ease it back. But that is pretty
Joking.
effective. 17 is a lot of damage though. It's enough to kill that guy. So you fire an arrow at him as he's preparing to throw a bronze tipped javelin at you, and it hits him in the head. And he sort of it burns and cuts through his helmet that he's wearing and just sinks in like real deep. And he just sort of falls like out of the loft that he was in. There's like smoke pouring out of his eyes and nose and ears and mouth. It's true, you didn't light the house on fire. So he drops heavily out of the loft and bonelessly. And there's a cry of dismay from inside, and then we'll enter actual combat. Okay. So for those of you with useful ranged weapons, you, Alindor, and Cora has a bow, or javelins, I said. And Kaelor's an Orlanthi. So he's carrying like an axe because you're axe Orlanthi. And he is probably got a javelin or two that he uses. Say again, I'm sorry.
I think most of them have their
Yes, most people do, and they're mostly going to be javelins. Dirtass probably has a bow. You and Cora have bows. Everyone else would have a javelin. Soinnarios, do you have nothing?
Apparently, I didn't have it written down on my sheet as a weapon I have. I might need to rectify that in the future.
Okay. You may not have much in the way of ranged weapons. Depending. I don't see one.
Yeah, battle axe, dagger, and broadsword.
Yeah. Your equipment says you're carrying a javelin, so you surely have some ability.
Okay.
So when we cast spirit magic, how many strike ranks does that take?
1 strike rank per point of the spell.
Okay. So something like speed dart just delays it by 1.
Yes.
And speed dart would be a very common spell.
Yeah, basically, each point of magic point used is 1 SR.
Hey, did we ever figure out who took that 3-point magic point thing? Was that you, Soinnarios?
You can have it.
What's that?
You can have it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. You have a little crystal that you can put magic points into. And I would assume you've done that already. I know we just resolved it, but that would have been resolved in character like the better part of a season ago. Excellent. So the very first thing we do is a statement of intent. There are 4 phases to a melee round, I'm told. And the first one is statement of intent. So, without too much information here, there are other people inside these settings. They have responded to one of their people being shot through the head and being killed, and are rousing themselves in the building. You and your followers are outside. What do you want to do?
I assume we're on one side facing one of the buildings in the triangle. Is that true? Or are we coming at it on one side?
I think the way your approach would have been, you would have one that's sort of off to your left and further back, which is the one you shot into. And then there's one nearer to you and a little to your right.
So there's actually a near one.
Yeah.
We don't see anybody.
You did not.
See another target right now.
No. So for your statement of intent, you can say something like, I'll wait here until something happens and then do this thing. Like, as a trigger. Or you can proactively be like, I'm going to go kick that door in. It's up to you.
Is there a door nearby into one of these buildings that we can
Yeah, the fronts of both the steadings that are facing you have doors.
What do you think, Soinnarios? Should we split? Half go one building, half go the other building? I'm joking.
It's probably the plan. Yeah, I think about we all kind of some of us close towards that one, while others keep an eye and a bow out or javelin.
I hate to do it as the quote unquote war leader, but I kind of feel like it's you, his name, Art Cora, and who else would you want to take into the building that's closest to us? You want to take everybody else, leave me out on the horse, where I can keep my motion, make myself hard to hit, and hopefully keep other people from getting to that building?
I would like that, but Durdast or Elendor could stay back.
Okay.
Durdast may be better up close, but you never know.
Yeah, I'd send Durdast with you.
Do you want Durdast?
Durdast kind of bow.
Yeah. Yeah, or Kalor could come along.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's leave Durdast on a horse. Small thing. Bow. Completely hard to hit. And we'll send the other 4 to the building closest to us. So, statement of intent, is that enough to cover the grid?
Roughly, yeah. So you and Durdast are hanging back, correct? To
Back
guard.
is the wrong word.
Well, you know what I mean. You're not going into a steading and you're waiting to see if anybody comes out of it.
We are moving, looking for targets, especially from the other building. Here's there are people. Well, there was because I shot one.
Right.
So yes,
open. Yeah. Bow out, and I will shoot at anything I see. Watch for some reason.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. All right, now Soinnarios, you're on the move here. What are you doing with your 3 that are with you?
Moving there towards the door. While I'm running, am I able to cast strength on myself, or?
Yeah. So you're gonna cast strength,
and probably cast strength. And if I get up there and the door is not open by the time I get there, I'm probably gonna kick the door open.
Okay, makes sense.
I think if any of the other followers have useful combat spells, they would be going for them.
Yes.
I don't know if you're keeping track of all that.
I'm handling some of that on my end, just because some of them have defensive spells and things that they can cast. So I'm just making notes. Okay, so you guys will spend a little time casting magic and you'll move towards the door. You'll be able to get there. As you're coming to it, it is shut. There are things, you can hear some people in it. Now that you're getting close to it, you can't really see in very well. So once you approach, you will give the door the boot, I take it?
Yeah, I'm looking for the give the door a boot skill.
Okay. It's a uncommon strength group, like agility group skill. So it's not really a skill. You would just roll strength. Yeah. Roll your strength.
The strength spell
5. Yeah.
Says that it modifies my manipulation and agility as well as my damage die, but it doesn't say it gives a straight strength boost.
Does that help?
I think so.
All right. Let me do a little scrolling here. Strength, so near the end of the chapter. Okay. So it adds 8 points of strength to the target for the spell's duration. Yeah.
All right.
Which should increase your combat damage by 1 step. And depending on what your strength already was, it'll increase your agility and manipulation by a different amount. What was your strength before?
16.
Okay, so it'll increase your agility and manipulation skills by 10 each.
And my damage die goes from a D4 to a D6.
Yes.
So you want me to...
We would just abstract it as like a strength times like 5 type roll to see how it goes. You're currently all beefed up on magic, so you get mystically swole and then take a swing at the door.
Well, I roll a 61, but that's under 24 times 5. So
right. So you give the door a good. How do you do this? How do you go about this? Actually, first of all, what does the spell look like for you?
Of course, you'd ask that.
I mean, do you get ripped? Do you just get heavier because you're more earth-like, like more dense? Like, do you get bodybuilder jacked? Like, what happens?
There's definitely more of a stoutness to the strength, but they're noticeable ripples. It's not that veiny, weird strength stuff, but there's a stoutness there with it.
Okay, that
And
sounds
then-
good. And then how do you hit the door? Like, do you just like give it a kick? Do you punch it? Do you shoulder check it? Shield bash it? You got a lot of options. You got an axe too.
I was thinking a shield bash.
Okay, cool. So you kind of tuck your shoulder into your shield and slam into it. That definitely works. You hit the door. Whatever's holding it in place breaks, and the door swings probably the wrong way inwards. And you go sort of on momentum skating into the longhouse, the stead. And that's pretty much you. So the rest of your group will come with you. As this happens, the rest of the people that were inside of there weren't just like waiting around to see if you came in or not. So when you smash through the door, you will need to... That's unfortunate. So an arrow goes whizzing by your head. That's nice. Another arrow goes whizzing by your head. Oh my. Okay. And then the last one, you also get a javelin thrown at you. The javelin connects. The javelin will hit you in the 8, which is a place that exists on the human body. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure the 8 is a place.
I think the left leg.
Yeah, so you get hit with the javelin in your left leg. The javelin does a fair amount of damage, I think. I want to say it does a fair amount of damage. We'll find out. So, how much armor do you have on your left leg?
6.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You're going to take 5 points of damage past the armor into that leg because I rolled as good as you can roll on a javelin die damage.
I still have 1 HP there.
Okay, way to go, Soinnarios. You've got a javelin in your leg. It's painful. It's not really an impaling attack, so it would have cut and then bounced. So if you imagine your leg armor, it would have hit you near the top of a greave and then bounced into the upper calf and then left on that trajectory. So you've got a big slash kind of just below your knee. That's pretty... It hurts. It's hard to put weight on it now. You can still walk around, but it's definitely painful. And it's bleeding. But the arrow's missed, so that's cool. There are like 4 adults in here. 3 of them took range attacks. 1 of them did not.
I would just point out Cora is
That's kind of what he does.
I was going
He got outpaced by our warrior princess here. So you charge the door, you slam through the door, you got knifed, javelined. Now, so the rest of your cohort's gonna go, and so obviously Art Cora would have been just behind you. He's also cast strength, and on him, it's definitely a look at all these muscles. I've got a lot of muscles now, sort of effect. He gets pretty big, and he comes to right behind you. You eat all the arrow attacks and stuff, and they either miss and also don't hit him because he's right behind you, or you got shot. So he comes through on your heels, and he can throw a javelin. I'll let you roll for it, Soinnarios. Just tell me how you do.
23.
That's pretty good. That hits someone. They're gonna try to dodge because they don't want to die. Ooh, look at that. So he throws his javelin at a man who's standing off to your right. The person who threw the javelin at you and hit you, and the guy just like throws himself under a table. Like he dives out of the way, and doesn't get hit, but he's not on the ground. Then Art Cora does what Art Cora does. He throws his javelin, he roars, and then he advances forward, pulling an axe. Okay, you have a couple more friends with you. Kalor is just behind all this. Kalor, for reference, this is Kathea's brother. He is a fairly good warrior. He's very good with an axe. His overall, like he's older than you guys, but not like one of the older men. He's still fairly young, but he's very skilled with an axe. So what would you like him to do? And for the record, you have the javelin guy on the ground with Art Cora about to maul him. On your kind of mirroring that guy was someone with a bow who is in the process of drawing a sword. And then back to the other end of the hall, so a ways down the building, was another person with a bow, and then a person standing next to them with a sword drawn and wearing some armor.
Maybe go after the guy drawing the sword.
Okay. So the one that's off to your left, basically.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. He can do that. He probably, seeing how you were moving into shorter zones, would have had his axe out instead of trying to throw a javelin. So he'll just move to melee. Again, you can roll the attack if you want. Parry for my... Oh, no.
33.
33. Okay, that definitely hits, and I definitely failed my parry roll. So I'm gonna if you want to roll a hit location, you can.
16.
The 16, right in the 16. That's unfortunate. Yep, I believe that is.
Oh.
So the left arm, he gets hit in the left arm, which would be a shield arm if he was carrying a shield. He'll take roll a d8 for me.
7.
Okay, and he has a d4 strength bonus.
3.
So 10, and he casts Blade Sharp 3, excuse me, before this. So 13, 14 damage to the, oh my. Okay, 15 damage actually. That's unfortunate. So that guy's arm is not going to be working anymore at all, even a little. He's having a bad day. So he starts screaming, which is what you do when someone hacks your arm nearly off your body. And then Elindor is the last person with you, and they would have a javelin out and shield.
I think she might chuck it down the hallway at the bowman there.
Okay, gonna roll for that as well.
26.
Okay, that would definitely hit. We're gonna try to dodge that. That makes sense. Ooh, we're rolling hot with these dodges. The bow lady also throws herself to the side. She just takes a dive, does not get shot. Proud of this. Dodging is a good strategy, and I support it.
Delta Wyvern.
That's when I most wanted to dodge. All right, so that's how that shakes out. And now the swordsman will close the distance. So he's wearing a mix of leather and a little bit of light metal armor on the torso. He's carrying a sword. I feel like I keep emphasizing that he's carrying a sword.
Yep.
You're gonna be fine, don't worry. And he's got a shield as well. So as he approaches, he casts a spell on his sword, which causes it to look more keen and capable, sharp and lighter. And then he attacks. What's up? Yeah, don't get hit by it. It would be bad if you got hit by it. Right, and he's going to attack Soinnarios. So he just like walks down the center of the hall and then just throws a strike at you. Go ahead and parry for me.
I successfully get my shield in the way.
Okay, cool. So his shield or his sword hits your shield hard. What is your shield's? You may not have that written down. Does your shield have an armor value listed?
I don't have one on there. It's a medium
okay.
shield.
Okay. Do a little scrolling. Sorry. I'm getting there. Okay, so your shield, a medium shield has 12 HP. Cool. And then, so you're good. You're good for now. So he rings your shield, but you're not actually. Well, actually, let me double check that. Yeah, he rings your shield, but he rolls pretty poorly. So nothing goes over it or splashes into your armor. So he hits you hard. You get your shield up, and you are aware that this guy is pretty good at fighting. You can read that as one soldier to another. You can tell that this guy's no slouch. You're no slouch either. You'll be fine, I'm sure. All right, outside. Kathea, you and Dirtass see your companions like go running into one of the steads. You hear the sound of violence. You hear a guy start screaming. It all sounds fairly terrible, really. I mean, violence is messy and not super fun for the people actually involved in it. What do you two do as you're kind of out here?
We're going to move obliquely forward across the building where the workshop will want. That's the other step. So we're trying to make sure A, they don't send anybody else over there, and B, if I see anybody else, we're going to. I'm going to stay the professional soldier and trust the other people to take care of that. Leave anybody else to join that.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, you do that. So you kind of drift over to that one. There is.
Call for me if you need help.
All right, so there is a third longhouse that's like behind the other two, like the far point of the triangle, and it's harder to observe. But you can definitely look at because there's those little walls, like fences. Really, I call them walls, but they're really just fences.
We can see over and go on horseback. Right?
Yeah, yeah. You can see into the courtyard area.
My goal number 1 is to shoot anybody that looks out and doesn't do anything. And my goal number 2 is to shoot anybody that runs across the courtyard.
Makes sense. All right, cool. So for now, nothing happens on that front. You are hanging back a little bit, keeping an eye on things. You know that there's at least one other person inside the longhouse that you're closest to because you heard someone cry out when you shot that guy, but you haven't. No one's burst out of it or taken a shot at you or anything. All right, so moving into the second round, I'm going to need SRs from people now, as well as when you declare your intent, let me know what your strike rank is with your melee weapon, because we're all kind of in melee now. So Soinnarios, go ahead and go first.
Okay. I think I'm 7.
I've written down for the other people who are involved in this sense of it, and then go and give me statements of intent as well. So, Soinnarios, what are you doing?
I think my thing right now is just to keep up with Sword Dude in front of me and strike him and parry him or block him with my shield as need be.
Makes sense. And then do you want your other followers to kind of stay the course of what they're doing? Like fighting.
This turn, yeah.
So Kaelor will focus on his target, Korra will focus on his bowman, and then Elendor will try to run the other the bow woman. Makes sense. Okay, cool. And then Kathea, statement of intent for you and Dirtast.
Really,
Basically what you had just done.
yeah, I'm resisting the temptation to push. So yes, but I'm gonna try to keep. We want to keep moving. We don't want to present static targets
Mm-hmm.
and keep our eyes out, but we want to stay close enough that we're that we can go in to provide assistance if they need us in the building.
Right. So you're basically writing like an oval.
Yeah.
That way you can stay moving, and your time spent where you can't turn ahead to see what's going on is fairly limited. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, I'll just sketch that. No, that sounds good. All right. Okay, so the very first thing that's going to happen is that Soinnarios, the guy with the sword in front of you, is going to strike at you. He is faster than you. You're quickly finding out. So he hits you hard, and like as soon as he draws his arm back, he just hits you again. Like, not as well though. Okay, go and roll a parry for me.
37 blocks it.
It's pretty good. Is it a special or anything though?
No, my total is a 80.
Okay, cool. So he rings your shield again hard. Like he's not like scooting you around, but like you're having to give a little ground. Like you're having to take a step to steady yourself. But your shield is holding up. He hasn't managed to break it or chip it or anything. But you feel like you're just barely managing to keep your shield held so that you can slide his attacks away instead of just eating them like directly on it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like you're managing him as he's trying to break your shield. You're keeping him from doing so, but it's not easy.
No, I feel it.
Okay, so that happens, and then the other fast people are going to go. Korra is going to take a swing at his target. His target's just going to does not dodge this time. That's unfortunate. Go ahead and roll for me a 1d8 plus 1d6 for damage. And roll a hit location too, so a d20 as well. This is for Korra as he like runs down his bowman.
So I don't need a roll to hit.
I rolled it already. I wasn't thinking.
Okay.
So, but it hit.
That's fine.
So, yeah.
So 1d8 plus 1d4 with a hit location.
1d8 plus 1d6 with a hit location.
Oh, yep. That's what I meant.
Okay, you're good.
So total of 8 damage rolled.
Okay.
To the 4. To
Left
the
leg.
Right leg.
The right leg, sorry. That makes sense. So he's like under a table, and like Korra grabs him and hacks at him. So the damage total again was...
I rolled 8.
8 total? Okay, cool. All right, so he hits him in the leg. This guy's not really wearing much in the way of armor, so that leg is no longer functional. The dude gets hit in the leg. There's like a splatter of blood like on the bottom of the table that he's halfway under. Like, and then he just like curls up. Like, he's like obviously hurt, and he just sort of curls like fetally. So that happens over there. And then Kaelor is going to press the attack on his guy, who he had cut already once. So go ahead and roll for him.
18.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Not quite as special, but pretty close. Okay, so go ahead and roll a hit location and then the 1d8 plus 1d4 for him.
8 to the 6.
Okay, so that hits him in the left leg. So we got his right arm, or his left arm chopped, and now his left leg. So he's probably like turning away and just getting chopped like as he presents an arrow or target. Like, so he's been hitting the arm, and then as he continues to like try to move, like the leg is the closest thing. So Kaelor just chops him in the leg. This guy just goes down. Like, he's no longer a threat. He's on the ground. His that side of his body is no longer functioning properly. Like neither of those limbs are working, so he just hits the floor. That's rough. We're not wearing a ton of armor, some of these guys. So that was our Korra and Kaelor. Now you would go, Soinnarios.
Okay. I've contemplated using my shaker. 42 hits.
To hit, okay. I'm gonna roll a parry real quick. Okay. He's gonna parry it, but roll damage just to see if you can get past his shield.
7.
Okay, so he catches it on his shield. He turns your axe so that he doesn't take too much of a chop to the shield and manages to keep on it. Not too shabby. Okay, now Elindor is going to catch up to their target, so the bow woman is just getting up off the ground from having dodged an attack last round, and then go ahead and roll for Elindor.
85.
Okay, that's just a miss. So this person, the woman that they're attacking, is just sort of getting up and just kind of like rolls away. Like it manages to like stay ahead of the attack. So that's something. The bow woman is clearly not having a good time of it. She's like 100% just on the defensive. She doesn't even have a weapon in her hand right now. Okay, outside. We'll cut over there. This isn't in strict SR order because you two are so separated from each other right now. So we're kind of resolving that and then resolving the other one in its SR order. So the big thing that happens is that the other setting does rally enough to launch an attack on the riders. So the one that you shot into, there are some people in there. They've gotten their stuff together enough to actually attack back instead of just kind of figuring out what's going on. So they're in the steading. They've sort of like opened up like a shutter or two in the door so they can kind of peek out and shoot, but they're fairly well concealed. You can see them. They're no longer, now that you're paying attention, you're not, they can't really conceal themselves, but they have the advantage of like being behind covers, so some of your shots may just hit like the door frame or the window instead of hitting them, basically. Like, the advantage of having a crenellation, essentially. You are, I believe you're like uncommonly fast, right, Kathea? Right, but I mean like you have like a good SR for ranged. So you're probably going to get a shoot first, and then they'll go, and then Dirtast will go after them.
I see that.
Right, yes. So you would be able, once you are aware of what's going on, you're able to instantly react to it, and then they'll shoot after you.
I assume I can't spell because I didn't.
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Yes, that's correct. You are correct about what you just said.
Okay. Then whoever opened first, I'm going to take a pop shot at and see if I can hit him.
Okay, that's fair. So you'll shoot towards the door.
Oh, no. I hit.
Okay. Just roll a hit location for me. Yeah. Okay, right, sure. I'm taking those dice from you next time I see you. Like,
what?
I'm taking those dice from you next time I see you. Like,
these are the new ones. I think Soinnarios gave me these. I haven't used them.
Oh, ranked betrayal. My players are uniting against me.
Not even using the old black headshot.
Okay, so despite the protection of cover, which would have shielded a good chunk of their body, obviously they have to have their head out in order to see what they're shooting at. So you are able to shoot them in the head again. 9 damage to the head.
My max damage.
Alas. Okay, this person also drops. They're not necessarily dead, but they're not having a good time of it either.
I wish you were sitting here to see these.
No, I believe you. Like I
have, it feels so improbable.
Like I have no doubt that you're rolling what you're telling me you're rolling. This is not a trust thing. Like I just wish you were rolling worse.
All right.
Yeah, neutral DM.
No, I'm adversarial.
He's never made any bones about that.
All right. So that person goes down in the doorway. They drop the bow that they're holding as they kind of just sink to the ground there. The other 3 will take shots.
What about my brother?
Dirtast is going after them because he's Dirtast. He's a slow, resolute, steady sort of dude, but he's not quick as a quality. So, go ahead.
So we might be in trouble. And I don't know what the new rule is. It used to be when we were riding it.
Yeah, it's not easy, but I'm not. We're gonna toggle more of that on as we go, but I'm not there for now. Yeah. Like you're kind of.
Well, it would affect Dirtast the same.
Yeah, like.
That's kind of my cult skills.
Right. All right. So the first one's going to shoot at you. You are moving, so that's going to make it harder too. And that's what I mean. Like the problem with range combat is that if you turn on all the toggles, everybody misses a lot. I know that. Like,
all the targets affect everybody else.
get that? Like, so we're gonna do some of this, but that was a roll. That was a miss no matter what we do. That would have been a miss.
Which one of them?
Because that was a pretty good roll. Maybe. It's possible. So I'm gonna roll a d20 for hit location. It's a 10. That's the abd. Yep. Then I'm gonna roll my little bow damage. Okay, so this person is gonna do a total of 5 points of damage to your ab as you get shot with an arrow from a short bow. Curses. Yeah. So it. What sort of armor are you wearing?
I've got scale halberd.
Okay, yeah. So it hits the scales and just bounces off. Yeah, like it leaves like a tiny little dent or something on one of the scales, but that's all that happens. You're able to shrug that off.
I'll have Doritos tomorrow.
Alas, okay. Now Dirtas will get to attack, so you can roll an attack roll for him. He's got a bow as well. He is Elmelian, so horse archery isn't completely foreign to him.
Okay, he rolls a 70.
Okay, that's gonna miss no matter what. So yeah, a little bit of missing back and forth. You're shooting people in the head. Everybody else is having a hard time. So cool. All right,
I have another shot.
Yes, you would have a shot at the end of this round, so you can shoot again if you want.
Strike rank 7. So there's another person there, and I will take the snapshot thing. And 37 would be a hit.
Okay, go and roll a hit location.
Yeah, probably not. My flag.
No, so that would hit below the window type area that they're looking out of. So you would shoot at them, and it just hits the wall of the stead instead of hitting them.
Bottom, is it wood or is it stone?
It would be, for a leg hit, it would still be stone. They would build up with stone and then put wood on top of it. Yeah. So if you hit like in the ab, that would be wood, if that makes sense. Right. Okay. So do you guys think that we have time for another round before we need to wrap?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think so too. All right. So we'll do one more round and we'll have to leave it kind of wherever we get as far as that goes. Because we're getting towards that time limit. Cool. All right. So we will start back up. We're going to follow the same sort of sequence that we had before as far as SR goes. So I just need statements of intent from both of you.
So this will keep on with the swordsman,
Mhm.
and then hopefully Kalor and Cora will kind of gang up on him if possible.
Come help. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. So you're not going to cast your spell then that you were considering last time.
No.
Okay, no, that makes perfect sense. All right, and I know what they're all going to do. Okay, so and then Kathea, what is your statement of intent for you and Dirtas?
So there's 3 of them we're aware of?
There are 3 that you're getting shot at by. There's 2 in one of the window areas and 1 in the other. You shot the guy in the door.
Or all the windows?
Yeah. There's just a couple of shutters that they popped open.
So we will.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good. I'm gonna drop it.
Okay, so you're gonna launch a fire arrow. Dirt has to launch a normal arrow. Do you have a second shot if you cast a fire arrow?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because you're super fast. That's right. And then your movement, you're trying to take yourselves out of the vision arc of the guys in the stead.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, that's okay. All right, no, that sounds good. All right, so we'll do that. So let's go first to the stead, and the swordsmen will continue menacing Soinnarios as we do. Okay, that's going to be a hit. Go and roll a parry for me.
67 parries.
Okay, so parry to parry. I'm just going to roll. Finally, a good damage roll. Okay. It's fine. No, so this time he hits you again. Like he just delivers these like sequences of hard chops. The third time that you lift your shield and he slams into it, it rings it, but it also shivers it. Like, which for the record, that means that like a bunch of like splinters and stuff come off of it.
Yeah.
That's what shivering actually. I know you know that because you like pirates, but like that happens, and so your shield has taken a point of damage. Like a point got through it, so it's reduced by 1. But your armor will absorb that. So yeah, you don't get hurt by it, but your shield is a little less effective now. He's managed to chop it. That's him. And then your 2 buddies will come towards you because their targets are no longer fighting back. So Art Cora will go first and misses because that's how he rolls. I've taken over Art Cora apparently because I like rolling for Art Cora. Since he's only somewhat in your control, I'm apparently rolling for him. Kaelor is up though, and you can roll for Kaelor.
It seems like a character you would.
Yeah, he's not. He's a little headstrong.
45?
Okay, yeah, that definitely hits. He's gonna burn his parry here because it's oh no. Go ahead and roll your hit location and damage and stuff for Kaelor.
Is Kaelor still my kill?
Maybe. I failed my parry, so we'll see what happens.
So he does 9 points.
Okay.
Plus whatever the blade sharp is.
Right.
To the 19. Must run in the family. That
What
branch.
is it with you? What is it with you people? Okay, let's see. I would have that's survivable, but just barely. Yeah. So Kaelor hits him in the head with an axe. Like he just kind of closes from that side, so this dude's right, like his sword arm, and just hits him. Like the guy tries to get his arm up to block, but was not expecting to suddenly be 2 or 3 on one from multiple directions, and he can't parry in time. So he gets his bell rung pretty hard. Like there's a split in the side of his helm, and you can see blood like running down like past one of his eyes and down into his beard. So when that happens, so Lindor continues menacing her poor bow woman who kind of just gives up, like and gets caught. He takes a step back and like sort of looks at the three of you, and then he turns his sword down, like point down, and just drives it into the floorboard and steps away from it.
I'll keep my axe ready, but I will accept what I believe is his surrender.
Yes, they are surrendering. They're getting pretty soundly beat, and he could maybe take any one of you, but he can't take the three of you for sure. And he doesn't really want to die over this. None of them really do. And the other said though, there's still some shooting to resolve, so let's go ahead and resolve that because they're in part of a separate fight and they don't know that the other half is surrendered. So Kathea, you have the first shot.
I'm gonna strike me.
Yeah, the spacing is enough that you would get it.
Then I'm going to hit.
Okay, so that'll hit the wood of the building, but this is a fire arrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll note that down.
I rolled 10 damage.
Okay, so it sinks in, and it's starting to catch the wood on fire.
Hoping to get
That's fair. Okay, now they're gonna return fire. One of them is gonna try to put the fire arrow out, and the other two are gonna return fire as you skate by. Miss, and that's a miss. Cool. So 2 arrows go wide of you and Dirtast, and then a third person like grabs like a like their cloak and starts like swatting at the fire arrow like through the window to try and put it out. And then Dirtast will go. We'll take a shot as you guys gallop away. Probably the person who's hanging out the window trying to put the fire out.
Person hanging out the window.
Oh,
Ooh, that's rough. Okay, roll hit location. Is it a headshot? Okay.
It's not a unit time roll at 20.
From now on, I am rolling hit locations. Like, how'd you do?
I only did 5.
Okay, that's survivable. The guy's got like a stout like leather hat on, so he gets creased by the shot. He takes some damage and he like pulls back into the house.
The goal is for him to stop.
Right, which he does for now. It's gonna spread slowly. It's gonna take a while for one fire arrow to catch a house irrecoverably on fire. It's not necessarily. Say what?
They have a thatch roof, though, don't they?
Probably Thatcher. There's some slate roofs here, but they probably have a thatch roof. Yeah. So, yeah, that happens. Then you go galloping off, like out of their line of sight. Yes. So you would do that too.
I guess I'd shoot either the same person if I get a chance, or he's totally.
Yeah, that would be fine. You can probably take a shot at him as he's pulling in.
Oh yeah, 15.
Okay, so that would hit the building again. So he has less protection hanging out, but not none. So that would clip the building, but pretty hard.
That makes sense.
Nice. Okay, and then you ride away. Okay, so what would happen at this point with one of the steads having surrendered is that as soon as you walked out with them, the other stead would surrender as well. So and since there's no one to shoot at, since you've left their line of sight, they're also out of yours. you would have a little time to get them to surrender.
Yeah, we will do that.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
So that's the main sharp action. Not bad.
What happens with prisoners?
You'll take them. These are Orlanthe. You're familiar with how Orlanthe work. So you'll take prisoners and then you'll ransom them back after the battle. So like once this war is concluded, you'll probably ransom them back.
How many do we take?
So you would have captured the dude with the sword.
Did anybody die in there?
Yes.
No one in this. I mean, you killed a couple people, but inside the stead, inside the longhouse, no one died. Assuming that you would have tried to administer some sort of first aid to the people that you chopped up real bad.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So they're still part of your tribe, so you're probably going to want to try to avoid, like, you're going to kill people. It's a war, but you're going to want to, like, it would be frowned on if you just let them bleed out after they had surrendered. Like, that would be a bad look, as they say. So yeah, so you'll capture everyone in there. So there were 4 people in there. You'll also capture the 3 remaining people in the other longhouse. They took 2 casualties. So the third longhouse that was further away would have had like a couple of women and some children in it, plus like an elderly person, like a grandfather sort of figure. So you wouldn't have fought any of them. And they would probably, you can take non-combatants captive, like helpers and things. It would depend on how you feel about that. You were supposed to like scout and possibly capture this building.
Would we normally take those?
It's a good question. Roll your local lore. So like your Aldature lore or your Fireplace lore. You should all have like homeland lore.
Yeah, we have a homeland lore local.
Yeah, so you would roll that.
07?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you both know things. Kathea knows that it wouldn't be uncommon to take them captive as well because they're in the area of a battle, right? So you're raiding, you can take whoever you want. Soinnarios, you would know just because you've had more training about these sorts of things, just because of your position in the family. That it is pretty common to take captive in a war everyone that you encounter. So it wouldn't be weird to grab these people too and be like, you're captives now. When the war concludes, the non-combatants, so the children, people who are involved in the battle, will probably be released without ransom. Whereas if you were cattle raiding and you snatched up someone, you probably would ransom them. The terms are just kind of different because you're looking for the land gains. So that would be like a show of clemency that would strengthen the land claim.
I was going to think that if we take all the able part-time, but if they got a lot of
right, but it would be you would be expected to take them captive. Whether or not you took them back with you or held them here is kind of up to you.
So I guess with hold them captive here, that we have to send somebody back, probably me, to inform our thing, the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gerastor.
Successfully scouted, captured.
All right, sounds good. I would assume you put out the fire on your own once they had surrendered.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that would be part of a ransom away, would be that they would get to keep their belongings once their ransom price is paid. Then they may attempt to pay their ransom price with their belongings. You've actually had that happen during the cattle raid. So something to think about.
I'll ride back, I think, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So you would ride back, leave your troops in place, and ride back to tell Gerastor that you've successfully you made contact and captured the 3 Hallstead. Yeah, no joke. I thought that would be more difficult. Yeah, like killing their ambusher before the ambush could be sprung certainly helped. We'll continue the war next session and maybe a session past that. It depends on how long it takes to resolve. So, but definitely first objective complete with no casualties. Very solid. Soinnarios has some healing to do, but we'll cover that in the next session.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. We'll wrap up the session in the episode here, and we'll be back in the next one. All right, later.